Hi everyone, I'm Brian, and today I'm totally stoked to be unboxing, reviewing and riding the brand new Carbon GTR from Evolve Skateboards. Now this is my first ever unboxing and review video, so it could be a bit of a roller coaster ride. My plan is to keep it simple. I'm going to take the goodies out of the box and show you what comes in it. I'm going to talk about the first impressions of the board and some of the things that have changed since the last series. And then we'll do a bit of a test ride and a cruise. So if that's what you're up for, stay tuned. Now first things first, let's get it out of the box. I've watched a few unboxing videos, and one of the things I've learned is you've got to do it with a bit of a style. So here goes. Too much? Yeah. I always worry about those people with the big K-bars, the knives, the machetes, as they rip into those boxes. I'm going to keep it simple. Trusty Leatherman. And there we have it. Carbon GTR, and in this case the all-terrain setup. I don't know about the rest of you, but whenever I take these things out of the box I get goosebumps. So let's have a look at what's inside. Alrighty, here we go. There she is. One Carbon GTR. So first impressions. Oh my god, that looks sick. I remember the first time I got my Carbon GT, opening the box up, seeing that beautiful shiny finish. This is a step above. The Carbon GTR has this matte finish which just looks amazing. And the grip now goes the whole way. From end to end, which is very, very cool. It looks sweet. Also notice that in the box they've got this diagram on the top lid here, which is a very cool idea actually. I know that when I'm talking to people in the community and when there's discussions on Facebook and things like that, often one of the things that happens is people aren't talking about the same thing. So this is a great way of itemizing the parts on the board and the remote and that kind of thing to help people talk the same language. Cool concept. Actually, by the way, while I'm at it, the box is a cool concept as well. If you throw this box away, you're making a mistake. Make sure you hang on to it, because now that we've got the travel safe batteries with the Evolve boards, you're going to be able to send your board places, you're going to be able to take your board places, and you're going to need this box to do it if you don't have something else. So hang on to it. Alright, let's get this puppy out of the box. So, we've got the board. And yep, we've got the accessories box as well. I'll come back to that and talk about what's in the accessories box next, but let's start with the board first. If you'd ordered the 2-in-1 kit, you'd also have the street wheels in here as well, but in this case I've just got the AT setup. Alrighty, there we have it. So, let's talk about the board. The first thing you'll notice is that the GTR series and the GT series carbons look the same. But whilst they might look the same, almost everything you can see whilst it seems the same has been redesigned or re-engineered in some way, shape or form. For me, the best way to kind of explain it is to look at the outside of the board and then talk about the inside of the board. So let's start with the outside. The first thing is the deck itself. It's been completely redesigned and re-engineered to be stronger than it was. You'll also notice that on the actual deck, it's deeper than it was. This is to accommodate the battery and electronics. The finish on the bottom is smoother than it was when you get to the motor controller. The motor controller's got this nice flush finish with the rest of the board, so it's not going to catch on anything when you're cruising. And then when you get to the back end here, the whole cable work and everything is a lot tidier and more compact than it was before. You just get a sense of everything being smoother, more durable and more connected. At the back end of the board we've got our trucks, our motor plates and our motors. So what's changed here? So firstly the trucks. These used to be gravity poured. Now they're forged and CNC'd for a precision finish. They're way stronger than they were before. The motor plates. These are CNC'd out of 7075 heat treated aluminium. Way stronger. The motors. They're still 1500 watts each for a total of 3000 watts, but we've got vents for cooling and inbuilt temperature sensors for protection. Oh, and one other thing. The cabling now has these awesome plug-and-play connectors that mean if you need to replace or swap out a motor, it's just click click. No more taking apart the board to put that new motor on. A really cool addition in my opinion. So that's the outside of the board. Let's talk about the inside. Now, I was going to make you sit through a fast-forwarded version of me taking all the screws out of the top deck, but I figure you had better things to do with your time. So instead, I just want to mention that on the Carbon GT, there were 8 screws that held the deck down. On the GTR, there are 15. And whilst initially that might seem like a lot of screws, one of the things I realised when I was taking it apart is that that means that this deck is well and truly held down against this gasket. And I'm okay with that, if that provides better sealing. The gasket itself comes out super easily, and the only thing you need to remember when taking it in and out is that there's a back end and a front end. It doesn't fit this way around. It only fits that way around. Okay, so what's in the board? It's really straightforward. There's the battery pack, which again is sealed, and then your electronics and motor controller, which again are sealed. And in terms of using the board, this battery pack is now swappable. You've got 2 connectors here, unplug those, and you can pop that battery out. You can either replace it for one of the same size, or Evolve have now got a travel safe battery that you can put in there as well. You can read all the specs online about the batteries and the motor controllers and all that sort of stuff, but the things you really need to know is that the motor controller now has Bluetooth, and the battery is a 14 amp per hour built with 18650 Samsung cells in a 10S 4P configuration. Those things for me, together, what does that mean? The biggest single thing that it means for me as a rider, and what I'm looking forward to most, is that from 100% down to 0%, this system is going to perform the same. And I can't wait to try that out. So, let's move on from the outside and inside of the board, and last thing we'll do is talk about the accessories kit before we go for some test rides and a cruise. The GTR now comes with an accessories box or bag. Previously they came in cardboard boxes and they were okay, but Evolve have now decided to include a specific carry case for them with a nice little handle on the back, rubberized handle, to keep all your accessories together, which is really cool, and it's good backpack size as well. So let's have a look, see what's in there. Alright, okay, so first up, easy stuff. Battery charger. This is a 4 amp charger, and for those of you that had the GT, this was what was called the fast charger. Comes standard with the GTRs now, and includes your power cable as well. Only thing to note really is that the connector is a D connector, whereas before there was a circle connector on the fast chargers. So the D connector is now a custom connector on the GTR boards. There's also a bag of nuts and screws. That's awesome. I'm forever losing those and never have enough, and I'm always giving them away to people. So that's cool. There's your skate tool. Pretty standard, except that there's one new thing on here, which is that there's now a die for rethreading your axles if you burr them or need to rethread for the nuts. That's kind of cool. There's also the standard Phillips and hex on the back, and I'm pretty sure now that the hex is standard right the way across the board. That's cool. You've got your charging cable for the remote, and then of course the remote in the box. Good catch, eh? So let's have a look. Oh, that is awesome! Orange remote. So for those of you that know me, I love orange, as you can tell. Got the custom hubs in orange, and that's a nice little touch from Evolve to have the orange remote as well. You can also get this in green, blue and black if you want to. Great way to customize your board. And in fact, there's all kinds of ways you can customize them now. There's the lanyard in there for the remote. Recommend wearing that. I've dropped mine a lot of times. And the carabiner. That's all the bits in there, so let's have a look at the top. Okay, nobody ever seems to know what these are for, but this is the carry handle. You can fit those into the top of the box if you ever want to carry the box around, especially if you're traveling, which you can do now. And some stickers. Make sure you stick one of these on the top of the steepest hill that you live near, to say that you've been there. And then what's in here? Oh, that's cool. User manuals, 2 of them. First one, Bamboo GTR and Carbon manual, and the R2 manual. Not sure if they were included in the last version, but that's a pretty cool idea. Usual stuff in here about what to turn on, what not to turn on, how to connect it, warning messages, how not to avoid your warranty. And that's kind of cool. I've just noticed that it's got included in here your trigger reset procedure. So everything you need to know about resetting the triggers is in here, instead of having to Google it or chat to people on Facebook about it. That's very cool. Nice that those are included in the box. Okay, that's all the accessories. Nice little case, everything contained in there, easy to take it away with you. Next stop must be a test ride and a little bit of a cruise.